Samantha, is water wet?
What kind of question is that? Of course it's wet. It's water.
What are you talking about? It's not wet. I mean, it is water. Water is wet. What? No, but to be wet is to be covered in water.
What are you guys even talking about? Guys, are you ready to focus?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, let's start again.
20 minutes later.
That was really good, guys. Like, good rehearsal. What were you talking about before that was so important?
Well, we were talking about how water is most definitely wet.
Guys, I'm sorry I brought up, it was just a joke. Water's obviously not wet, let's just move on.
It's wet.
I'm sorry, you're just wrong.
I don't understand.
Water
No, honestly, like my hair.
I intellectually
I'm smarter than you. Water is not wet. No, by definition, things are wet.
Are you done? Are you done?
Guys! This is not important, okay? We are a family in this department, alright? This doesn't need to get between us. It's time to go though, but by the way, water is definitely wet.
So I don't know what that was.
Yeah, the water is definitely not wet.
Yeah, it makes things wet.
Of wet is how we describe our experience with water, but water itself is not wet.
Wet, you don't pour water in water to make water wet.
Fire is not on fire.
They say the American Revolution was started by one shot. This is my own little revolution.
And I'm like, you are so wrong.
But it's not wet. It's not.
I know.
It gets
I
things
know.
wet. It does.
It makes things wet, but like water in itself is not wet.
If it was,
I don't.
Bro, can you believe them? When you add water
I know.
to more water, it's just more water. It's not wet water. That just doesn't make sense, bro. They're dumb.
I know.
They're dumb.
It was-
Water is not wet.
I know.
Just by
It's not.
definition.
I'm on your
I agree
side.
with you. I
I'm on
agree
your
with
side.
Me. Alright, we have a important question. Is water wet?
Yes. Water's wet.
Get out. We don't need you.
Get out. Literally. You were so wrong.
I'm gonna kill Ethan.
Yeah,
What do
I
you-
know.
So
You
we
can't-
need y'all's opinion.
Do you think water is wet or is water not wet?
Well, water is water, and so it's inherently not wet.
So,
Yeah.
so you agree with him? I guess. Okay.
Alright. But something's about to happen. And I don't know what. Y'all need to be ready.
It's a battle. I'm ready.
It's a battle.
I'm a battle. I will fight to the death for what I believe in. And I believe that water is not wet. Alright. Alright. So it's not wet. Alright. So we're alright. Get quiet. Okay.
On three, water's not wet. 1, 2, 3. Water's not wet!
I took a video of the whole thing and it's getting a lot of attention. I honestly don't know if I can be in a relationship with somebody who
So, as presidents of this program, we fully believe that water is wet. And what we say is law.
Hello, hi, presidents.
Yeah.
What we say is indeed law. So if we say that water is wet because
Water is wet! Water is wet, okay?
Okay, yeah, I got it.
So we can just do that after.
Did you see that video about the whole debate if water was wet?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Okay, that doesn't even make sense to me. How could water not be wet?
Right, water has to be wet.
It has to be wet itself to get other things wet. It doesn't.
Yes. It just makes me mad
Yeah,
when
it
people don't think it's wet.
it doesn't make sense to me. How could you? Oh,
Water's wet, right?
Water's wet.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Yes, water.
Yeah.
Water is wet.
Water.
How do people not think
How
that
do
water
people-
is wet?
Okay.
Yes, because water itself has to be wet to make other things wet.
Yes, when something is wet, it has water all around it. Joe, what do you think? It's wet.
How's it not wet?
right?
Like, I can't think of any good reasons.
There's
why
no
it could
logical
be
explanation.
I mean, think about Eric when he's submerged in his tank. He is wet.
He's not dry.
Is he not wet? Is Eric not wet?
He's not wet. You know why he's not wet? Because water molecules don't stick till you take something out of water. He's submerged in water. They're not stuck to him.
Dead.
No, that's not how this. No, he would be. If he came out of the water, he would be wet. But he's in there submerged.
If he
so
came
then
out of the water, he would be dead.
The opposite of wet is dry. If it's not wet, then
guys,
Yeah.
like, I've been shunned, but Maddie has something to say.
So, okay, y'all can't tell them that I'm here, but I'd like to hear your reason.
Okay, well, we think water is wet because
It's wet!
But this is super serious to me. We're gonna band together and we're gonna fight, okay? If we have to fight, we have to, okay?
water is wet!
Okay, guys, water's wet on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Water is wet!
Really fast, right? If this is a piece of paper and orange juice, it's wet. If this is a piece of paper and water, it is also wet. So if you pour orange juice and water, they're both wet. Water is wet.
The next day.
Hey guys, who would win? A trillion lions or the sun?
The sun.
I don't know.
The sun.
So you finally come to your senses? Gonna tell us that water is not wet?
Actually, we're here to prove you wrong. We're here
To debate.
Alright then, let's debate.
Water on its own is just water.
Water makes things wet. Water is not wet. Yeah.
Well, by that nature, a refrigerator isn't cold. It just makes things cold.
Ooh!
What do you think, Maddie?
Just so you know, Maddie came and heard us out and she's on our side.
Bruh, Maddie's my girlfriend. We've talked about this.
Hey, you can't bring this, you can't
Bro.
bring that into this. No, it's
Water's
not
not wet! Water's not wet!
I'd say I'm a calm person. I usually don't overreact over things. I'm not pet.
My office now.
I will fight for this! I will fight!
Sorry I had to come to this, but you all must die. It ends now.
Alright, we're doing it.
Water's not wet!
Water is wet! I got a referral because of you!
You defied us! Shut up!
How can you fight over something so stupid? Water is both wet and not wet at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, wet is an adjective. Look, you've killed Joe. Joe is dead.
Only gender is dead.
I can't believe this. You should know what happens when you ask the question, is water wet? Science has asked that question for ages, and the only thing that happens is friendships die and people get wet. We're bigger than that at McNeil. We're a choir. I'm proud of y'all. I really am. Now the real question is...
Those are